That'd be super awkward.
We're like, oh, that was a great take. That was so funny.
I haven't did my hair for this, though.
So it better be good. Here we go. You ready? All right. Hey guys, welcome to our first video for Truth Love Sounds and our first artist that we're going to highlight in this on this particular platform. Really excited to introduce to you Sarah. She's a good friend of mine, and Sarah's a songwriter. And so first off, I want you just to tell everybody kind of who you are and where you're from.
Yeah. This is super, super exciting. I'm excited to be a part of this. I would say I wouldn't even refer myself as a songwriter, just a person that enjoys being honest with God through music. And I've just found songwriting to be often what I use to do that with. So love to write songs, love to hang with my friends by playing music and playing at church, and just anything music related, I guess. Listening to music, talking about music. From Escondido, from San Diego area. Love it here. I've lived in Nashville for a few years, but moved back here recently and just enjoying exploring kind of all these opportunities with music and songwriting with my friends. So
sounds great. And of course, you're talking about all this love for music. I guess you're in the right place here. That's what we're all about here. So let's start about, you said songwriting. Obviously, you said you don't consider yourself necessarily a songwriter, but obviously you have a single that we're going to be featuring here. So, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. But first question, I guess, is when did you write your first song? Do you even remember?
Yeah, I do. It was not like a 12-year-old kid experience or anything. I think it was 18, 19.
Okay.
Wrote a terrible song, so many words packed in just such little time. Sent it to a couple people. I think I graduated high school and just kind of wanted to continue doing something music related, and I had no idea what to do, and I just decided to try songwriting out. I don't know why I did that instead of learning another instrument or trying to join a band or trying to find a place to serve at with worship, but I ended up trying to write songs. A lot of them were pretty bad.
Do you remember what the first song was about?
I know it was titled In You, and I actually don't know what it was about.
Is there a recording somewhere?
If it is, then you have it.
Oh, really? All right. I'm going to have to dig it up then, because no. If it ever gets featured on Spotify, we'll definitely let everybody know. So that's exciting. I think I remember when I was a kid, I think my brother and I used to write songs when we were kids, and they were always about like our stuffed animals and something like that. So I don't know if that's, have you ever written any songs about stuffed animals or not really?
No. I think it's, if God was considered a stuffed animal by anyone, then maybe, but...
Well, it's funny.
That one was probably something related to God and not stuffed animals.
That's probably a better way to go. I did read something just today that said, it was advice, tips for songwriting. One of the tips was write the worst song you can think of. So I think that writing a song about stuffed animals probably fits the writing the worst song you can think of.
Well, then I also achieved that too.
So tell me this. Two questions then. We'll start with the first one. What do you love most about songwriting, and what do you dislike the most about songwriting?
I love the fact that you can create something that didn't exist at all before. I think that's the best part of songwriting for me. Just feeling like I could take part in creation and creating something and being an artist in the way of music and poetry. So that's what I love about songwriting. What I hate about songwriting is comparing myself to everyone and everyone better than me. There's definitely a fine balance between the two. You can go either way every time you write a song. So I guess it just depends on the perspective you have.
For sure. Well, I mean, you were talking about how much music you listen to, and it's hard when you consume that much music to not be always comparing to other people, and it's easy in the process to just hear something from someone else and go, man, I wish I could write something that good.
Yeah.
Well, but the good news is that people will probably, obviously, new songwriters might hear your song and say the same thing if they're early in their process. So let's move to your song, and why don't you tell us a little bit about the first single that you've put on social media or on Spotify? I know that it's not the first song you've written, but tell us a little bit about this first song, what it's called, and kind of what inspired you to write it.
Yeah, this first song is called Hidden Nightmares, and honestly, it might have been one of the easiest songs I wrote because I kind of just discovered it. But, having espresso and lots of coffee at 4 p.m. in the afternoon is probably not the best.
I don't know. That sounds like a songwriter thing to do to me.
I guess if you want to wake up in the middle of the night and have this like romantic perspective about everything, then have some espresso at 5 p.m. and then you're good to go. You'll be good to go at 3 a.m. So that's kind of what happened with this song, Hidden Nightmares. Woke up in the middle of the night. I was studying abroad and just kind of enamored with a new experience and the creativity around me and just the beauty that I was surrounded in. And so I was already in this like poetic mindset constantly. But yeah, woke up in the middle of the night, had this melody in my head, picked up the guitar next to me. I was lucky to have one in my room that I didn't have to share with anyone. So, and yeah, just this chorus came out just about me kind of wondering why I'm even awake and what's the purpose of me being awake? I'm in the middle of the night. I'm trying to sleep. I don't want to think about anything. Have a lot to do the next day. Just like, why am I awake? What's God trying to tell me? Is he even trying to tell me something? And why am I like upset about that? So yeah, this line came to my mind. Are you trying to tell me something? Am I to say something to you? And I hate being in the silence. Like, it's kind of like a nightmare. So, yeah, that's kind of how this song came about. Yeah.
And what would you say, favorite line in the song, and what kind of meaning does that hold to you?
Favorite line in the song?
Yeah.
Let's think. I would say 2 lines, but they kind of pair.
Okay.
You can probably guess.
That's fine.
Yeah, maybe this glass heart is finally tainted. And then later on in the song, I talk about maybe this black heart is finally painted. I honestly think I was thinking about stained glass art because I just went to an art gallery and saw some.
Nice.
And just kind of related that to my own life and how we could be these like fragile beings and what happened along the line of my life that I'm not perfect anymore, and my perfection is tainted or whatever. But I think God uses that for sure, and He can even make more beauty out of it, greater beauty than was before, which I think is why I wrote the line. Maybe my black heart is finally painted. So,
well, I love the fact that you take just experiences throughout your day or experiences at the time and somehow relate those, even if it's just seeing something like stained glass and having that image in your head and being able to pull that. I think that's really, really cool for potential songwriters to think about. The world around you is constantly giving you feedback and things that you could potentially use in the context of songwriting. So it's really cool to hear you say that you can utilize situations, even tough situations like being awake in the middle of the night, even if they're caused by too much coffee consumption.
Even if I did it to myself.
Even if you did it to yourself.
It wasn't spiritual at all.
Well, so thinking about it's obviously this song has some deep meaning to you, and as part of what we're trying to do with this whole Truth Love Sounds platform is we're talking about working truth and love into the art that we create. What place do you feel these ideas of truth, love, either or both? How do these play into the songs that you write? How does it play into your songwriting process or what you're trying to communicate?
Yeah. I think truth for sure is important in my songwriting, just in the way of being honest with yourself, being honest with whoever you're singing the song for, whoever you're writing the song about, just being honest about how you feel. So I think that's where the truth aspect comes in. I really, really believe in that theory of songwriting, just being honest and telling the truth. And I think where love comes in is that it invites other people to realize they can do the same. Maybe not in the area of songwriting if that person isn't a songwriter, but hey, like I can be honest with this person. I can be honest with God, even if it's ugly. I can be honest with myself, and just know that it's validated and someone's there to listen. So I think that's a good pairing between truth and love. Being honest and letting people know that they're free to do the same, and that anything is worth sharing. Anything you feel is worth sharing. And it doesn't mean, doubts don't mean you're a bad person. It just means that you're honest. Yeah. And I think that's really important.
Yeah, I agree. I love how you put that. I think that sometimes, especially in areas of faith, in areas of doubts, sometimes the people that we surround ourselves, especially if we're in community with other Christians, sometimes it's hard for us to express those doubts. We feel like we might be judged for those doubts, but the reality is that during our walk, that's just part of our journey. That's part of growing closer to Christ, and having doubts and being able to work through those and having community helps that. And having somebody like you writing songs where people can come back to you and say, that resonates with me. That's how I feel. I think is really, really important. I'm sure that there are musicians and songwriters that have done that for you. And so I've got just a few more questions I guess we'll call them little popcorn questions. All right. And these could be very short answers, kind of off the top of your head. So I'm going to throw these out there because this is a good segue into talking about other people's music. So let's just start with favorite songwriter. Who's your favorite songwriter?
John Mark McMillan.
And why?
He's the best.
Is that an explanation, really?
He's unique. He's not afraid to explore things that are against what's traditional, what's typical. He's honest, and he uses cool instruments. So
okay, John Mark. Favorite John Mark song.
Favorite John Mark song, Persephone, probably.
Okay. All right. And favorite album. Doesn't have to be a John Mark album. If it is, that's fine.
Favorite album right now.
Let's say favorite album right now. Let's say favorite album. Let's start with favorite album overall.
Favorite album overall. I don't even think I have that answer.
Okay.
Honestly.
Just one that you can think of.
One that I can think of? I mean, I'll just tell you right now, I'm really into Fractioned Heart. Is that what it's called?
Bye.
Shows you how much it's my favorite album. Gable Price and Friends. Shout out, yeah.
Okay.
Discovered them, love them.
Good.
So.
What instrument do you not play and wish you played?
What instrument do I wish I played, but I can't play?
Yes.
I feel like I can kind of figure out a lot of instruments, but percussion, anything percussion related other than a little acoustic guitar, I would consider percussion or...
So you want to be able to do a drum solo?
I don't know if I would want to be a drummer, but I definitely know I can't. So I guess it works out.
All right. So we're classifying you as a musician, as a songwriter. Art form that you wish you were good at. Other art form that you wish you were good at. That you don't consider yourself, that you don't consider yourself good at.
Yeah, I want to say songwriting.
No, some other art form.
An art form I wish I was good at.
Or that you like dabbling in.
That I like dabbling in.
Yes.
Can I say interior design?
Sure. What about it do you like?
I like curating spaces and curating environments that just make people feel a certain way, calm or excited, feel creative.
Okay.
Yeah. Inspirational spaces.
That sounds like
Does that count?
That sounds like songwriters need to be interior designers. Like, I think that's kind of has the same sort of idea, right?
I would be super happy if I could do both of those things for the rest of my life. So.
Okay. What song have you been listening to the most lately? Song that you've found yourself putting on multiple times on your phone, just going, I want to listen to this the last week or so.
Gosh. That's a hard one. I've discovered, Love Never Fails by Andy Squires. Okay. He just released it.
Okay.
He's another one of those weirdo songwriters, picks some weird musicians, weird musical instruments.
Great.
I've loved the message and the way that song has done.
Cool.
So, listen to that a lot lately.
What about the most embarrassing song that you hate to admit on camera that you actually have on your phone?
Oh, man. I have to go with that If I'm James Dean, You're My Audrey Hepburn by Sleeping with Sirens.
All right.
Sometimes I'll try to scream it. It's just...
So there's just this little emo streak that you have in you?
Yeah, I think so, for sure.
Okay. Well, I think we'll have to look for that in the song then. We're going to have to see if there's like a little...
Okay.
We'll have to see if there's a little like emo Easter egg somewhere in this single. So we're going to wrap it up here. Tell me, don't tell me, I know. Tell them where they can find this single and
Yeah.
What your final thoughts.
Yeah, you can find it on any streaming site. So Spotify, Apple Music, you just search Sarah Renee Hidden Nightmares, and you'll find it there.
All right.
And YouTube, Instagram, in my bio. So
okay,
yeah.
And we'll put it in the bio also for the Instagram, all the social media. The link will be in the bio, and then we will it'll also be featured on the webpage as well. So thanks for joining us, and thank you guys for watching and tuning in. And we'll see you with the next artist.
Sweet. I hope you keep that part in there too.
The high five. Boom.
At the end.
Maybe